bed. There I am. I have some more story though. I thought it was gonna be nothing because it's like world's worst guard dog. He'll like sleep through shit going on and then like go bark at fucking nothing. So usually I just have to go tell him to shut up and chill out. And but I went back there and we've been having. I haven't seen it in a while, but I heard it a couple times the past week. But we have this osprey that shows up in our fucking backyard. In the middle of the fucking city. Like, we don't even have that many osprey around here. But part of what's happened is because of all the fires, there's been there was one in the end of the summer, end of the summer. There was one at the end of the summer that was like a mile, like 1.2 miles from my house or some shit. And you know, they ended up getting it all fire lined off and it went a different direction. And so like our town is fine, but what it's done is it was massive. It was like the second largest in state history or some shit like that. I might be like fifth or sixth. But like it's just actually it's gonna be still burning for all I fucking know. Last I looked it was burning. It was burning for like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And but like it destroyed there's so much fucking habitat. So we have deer everywhere right now because all the deer had to come into town because we didn't burn, but like all the deer land burned. So they're looking for food and shelter and shit. And there more foxes and what else have I been noticing more of? And so because of it too, there's been like more hawks and buzzards and stuff, although we have a good buzzard population. But so a lot of shit's moved down this way because of that. And God, there's something else. Oh, and the coyotes I think have just been around more too. Like there's some coyotes that have some territory kind of near here, so you can hear them laughing when they come down for their hunts in this area. But like it used to be, I don't know, I would catch it once every couple of months. So I think they were down like every probably like 3 to 4 weeks, and I would just only catch them some of the times when you're out hunting. But they've been down a lot more lately too, and more active down here longer. That makes sense. Like their hunts are longer, or at least they're in our area for a longer period of time. But like this osprey's been creeping around, and we have a lot of animals here, so I think he's trying to like we have 2 baby squirrels that were just born in the backyard where I've been catching the fucker, and he swoops in like he has food, but he just fucking takes off, and I don't notice food otherwise. But anyway, dog noticed, and so I went out there and then chased it off, and it was very angry at me for coming out and chasing it off. It was complaining the whole way out. I mean, I didn't do anything. I just like went out there, and that was enough to chase it off. It was very upset that I was in its space while I was eating or hoping to eat. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I get that it's got to eat too, but like, it's not my animal neighbor. I'm looking out for my animal neighbors. Chase it off. Sometimes when there's a hawk too that comes every once in a while. It'll get pretty close. I've seen the hawk, I think it was going after my neighbor's dog. And so legit, I'm like running after the dog with my wings out, my arms out like big ass wings, trying to like discourage the hawk from going after it. And like I'm on the other side of the fence, so like I can only do so much to my dog. I'm goofy. I do weird shit sometimes. Alright, this is Plasma Core. And I'm gonna start working on something. I don't fucking know. There's my excitement for the morning. Happy Friday in the Disney Princess house. Wait, what was that? No return. No overnight. Oh. No, I don't. Cool. Oh, I heard the echo from the studio. I belted loud enough. I'd actually, if I didn't have... Wow. That I'm sitting in a spot right now where my own, like I could record with the mic right here because it's getting all this weird reverb back on it. Well, he's a cardi, so might be interesting sounds. Might have to try and like seeing try and grab. What do people belt? Like how he's get caught in his vest. And you get I'm gonna get my this is just my partner's vest thing because we had it when I realized I was like I think I should find a vest that works for me. I think it'll help keep my core warm when it's not cold outside. When it's cold, I just bundle up everything. Except for that it's cold. But like, the dressing up part's easy. You just wear everything I can. This part, in summer, it's a little bit trickier because I have to stay warm. But it's like so. Yesterday was 90 degrees in the green room because there's no HVAC in the green room. There's no what do you call that? That was climate control. No climate control in the green room. And so it was 90 degrees and I was fucking freezing. I'm like in my vest and a skirt, and my legs feel like they're gonna fall off. They're so cold. And so I went outside where it was 100 instead of 90 and stood in the sun for a minute to warm up. But like, my body's just fucking ridiculous. The temperature thing is something else. But anyway, I'm gonna get one type of collar. Collar's probably great in the winter, but like I have jackets for that. Collar on the vest. I mean, I can see its uses. It's just I don't have use for it. It just annoys me because my ponies get caught on it or touches my neck. My neck's real sensory sensitive to lots of stuff. Makes that kind of pain. The only thing it does do though is it keeps my no, it doesn't. My headphones just keep them still so they don't bug me. My earrings are put in dangling earrings a while ago, last week maybe, and they brush up against my neck and my jawline, and makes me feel like hair rubbing against my bugs. I've gotten more used to it, which has been kind of nice too, because then I've gotten more used to the hair bugging me too, so the hair is a little bit less of a sensory issue. I notice it a little bit less now. It's still I'm a big fan of hair on my having this go the other way to work as sort of a little bit of makeup for what I'm cutting out of here. So it'll keep some more of the loudness. Granted, that shifts sort of the tone of the whole piece too, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But it's like, did you know that it does that? Because like if I was listening to it by itself, it changes the way it sounds. Actually, listen to like so. As if I do it this way. Like I almost don't even need this compression when it's by itself because that resonance isn't too bad. But when it starts combining with other stuff, it gets pretty rough. So I don't want to, and I don't want to like compete with other things. I want other stuff to build mix with it nicely. So that's why I have it like that. So it's like kind of the same loudness, but it's more, it's brighter because of the way that I did that. I was piping the saturator. There's probably some, just noise down here that the saturator's picking up and bringing out. Part of it too is like I'm sending it. I guess I'm not sending it to the reverb though. Usually that's the biggest issue with like big resonance issues like that. You get too much of that like sharpness in your ears from it. Is that it usually gets exacerbated quite a bit by reverbs. I'll notice it more in reverbs. Just have whatever reverbs go. I did it on the chain instead of on a send. We usually do, that's not true. I don't like using sends because of just the way my brain wants to like keep track of stuff, but they're really good for things that not using sends can't, like you can't do right in the track as well. Just a mixing choice. They're really nice for like consistency and stuff. If you want like, you got a bunch of different sounds, but you want all the different sounds to sound like they're being made in the same place. Like, say you had 4 people in a band and they were recording their parts to a song in 4 different locations across the world. And then they all send their tracks to their engineer, and the engineer wants to make it sound like it's like they all recorded in a studio together at the same time, worked on this together in person. Then you can't. I mean, you can, but like you're not going to have these hugely different like reverbs, for example, in the natural room verb. That's going to change a lot because you're recording it mostly in the same physical space. You know what I mean? Sometimes all in the same physical place. Kind of depends on how a studio is set up. Like I've known places that have like a guitar room, drum room, right, booth, and then some places have like mic booth, room, or whatever, And I've worked without a mic booth. I work without a mic booth here, for example. But like, it all sounds like that. So if you use a send, I mean, there's other ways you could do it too. But like one of the like sort of like easy ways to understand the routing on is you use a send and you set your reverb to whatever that style is that you want. And you're like, I want it in the studio space or larger event hall or whatever, right? You set your verb, and then you send everything through it. However you want to route all of those tracks, you route them through the same reverb. So they all go through the same place and they mix together as if they're playing at the same time. So the reverb sounds like the room sounds like the same room at the same time for all the people. It can make it trick our brains into thinking it's more like natural or cohesive type of performance still, So that's like one thing that like a send could be really good for. Random example, I decided to share. Definitely not the only thing you can do. All right, that's what I was doing. Just checking all these mixes. Looks like mono the way it's gone through. I don't think there's anything separating it. And then, excuse me, this one. The Gator. Oh. Scratch box. I don't need the scratch box open. Oh, I do have the bottom one on. Why can't it read my mind and just trace the curve I want it to have? Get some stereo in here. Okay, so there's no sides because there's no stereo. It's all mono right now. So let's introduce the stereo effect by just delaying both the sides a little bit, but a different amount. And so what that does is it creates the effect in your ears that your brain will process as being kind of coming same sound. So it processes a single sound from a single location, but if it takes less time to get to this ear than it takes this ear, our brain processes that as being a little closer to that ear. Like move, right? And so we can move this space depending on how these are set up. And then how wide it gets, how much of it goes based on this dry wet. Like you can make it all sides. So then there's no middle left. Oh, there is middle left. Not bad. But less middle. I usually like in here somewhere. And then I also like to leave the filter on most of the time, just so it's a little bit less. I don't need to introduce too much, right? I just need to introduce a little just to create that effect, that little stereo effect. There we go, that's a little bit better down here. That's too loud, let's go back. Sorry that came out too. Oh. It's always like this, have I? Did I do this on accident? No, I think it's been like that. I was looking at something else that didn't have it. Oh, I was looking at this one. This creates sort of a little bit of a thickness to it. Kind of gives it like a reverb effect, as if the added sound has more of it making the sound sort of deal. I don't know how to describe that exactly. But just, so add this a little bit to give it a little bit more side. And then just try and avoid it if it starts to sound, because it'll start to sound weird. Actually, let me go up actually all the way. You can hear it better than. It'll still start to get all like warpy. You don't have to go as far if these are a little bit longer, like say like 1921 or something. But you can start to get that weird like feedback at the end of it as it all starts to run together. I like to sculpt my sides especially because the sides are where our ears are measuring the difference in the different sounds of each left and right, and so really what we're measuring, if we think of our brain like a computer machine, is we're measuring the difference between the left and right sounds. So our brain's comparing them and just saying, okay, subtract left from right or whatever. And then that's what we're processing on the sides. And so the problem is when we do that, if you hear the same thing on both sides, those cancel. And so there's all this canceling that happens there when we're here. You know, sometimes you want that because if they're happen at the same time and the sides cancel, then in theory that's directly in front of us at the same time, so there's no delay, right? So it's fine that they cancel because we're getting it all in the middle. But there's other times where we get like the left and right will cancel out when we don't have that much. We get weird warbling effects when that happens. We call it phasing. So there's weird shit that can happen. So especially on the sides, that's where I like to cut out the most, do my most carving with my EQ. Carving? There's a word play in there somewhere. Maybe just like that. Carving. It looks more interesting, I guess, like that. It's not the point. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Oh, it's a replacement. Good. I don't need that. Nice. Smart move, AC. Past AC. I guess those are different things, huh? Good take? Okay, good. I'll put this before the gate lab. Alright, let me call this smear. We have the gate lab replacement. Got my delay. This gate for cleaning. Oh, I think I was like scratching with that. Use that more. Well, now's the time. I'm not fucking. Alright, Or oh, because they're just 8th, 16th, 32nd. All right. before. Practice on something. Really cool how fucking powerful this can be, or it is. I mean, if you think about it, it's like it's complicated in that, like, you know, it splits into 3 parallel tracks that are based on different frequency bands, and then each one has its own compressor, expander, but like, or compressor, below compressor, below expander, I don't know the fucking bull, but like, it's fucking. That's really all there is to it for the most part, and then, you know, the little bunch of attenuation. So in a sense, it's not super complicated, but it's just complicated enough to do just fucking incredible shit with it. Multi-band compression's dope. It's not good enough for that. But anyway, I'm going to take a break. And I'm going to play some music in the meantime. Let's see. This is Low Sky Volume 1, and I'll be back shortly. I'm AC. You can find out more about my music at amateurcrastinator.com, so check that out. Got a new album, Phenomenon Onomatopoeia, coming out October 25th, streaming in all the places.
Vampires and isn't a desiccated husk
is a vampire. So check that out. Keep your eyeballs and earballs peeled for Phenomenon Onomatopoeia, the new album coming on October 25th, and I will see you shortly. Have a great break.
Yo, I'm gonna have so many skeets. My throat's too dry to purr. Is that the innuendo? I hate when you have autism, so you're scripting an event that hasn't occurred yet, and it starts giving you anxiety. And then you have ADHD, so you start thinking about something else, but you still have anxiety, but now you don't even remember why. BRB, gonna go smoke some weed and hit some gnarly water slides. Smell you later, fart sniffer. BRB, getting a vanity plate of my social security number. Brainchild implies the existence of brain abortion. BRB, gonna go fail the Turing test. Felt high, might delete later.
The best.